14th day of March, 2018. Well, here we are. We're at the creek. And I knew, as you can see from there, the cattle crossed right there to get to the other side. Well, this is a little non-typical Norwalkian tip for you. I just got my leather boots on. I didn't want to bring my rubber boots because they, even though as light as they are, they still, muck boots still are heavy. So what I got in place of that is these garbage bags, and I'll put them on my boots, and I'll show you. I got a little bungee cord there that'll hold them on your pants, and then when I get across there, my feet will be dry for the rest of the day. So let's get them on. You can see I'm up to my knee high, both of them knee high, with those garbage sacks on. Here we go. And like I said, you could get in a substantial amount of water with this and still have dry boots. But like I said, here's my non-typical Norwalkian waders. You won't find that in an ATA show. They'd probably charge you an arm and a leg. And we're walking across the creek, and now this creek could have been deeper, but I knew this crossing was here. So it's not only a cattle crossing, it's a deer crossing. But as you can see, when I get to the other side, now we're to the other side, and my feet will be perfectly dry, and you can see why I wanted to get to the other side. There's a big pasture out here, and a lot of deer have probably been grazing out here. Well, we made it to the other side. Our feet are dry, and our garbage bags are in good shape. Well, we found another dead deer. A small one, you can tell by that scapula. We didn't find any antlers. We found a dead deer in this creek bottom, but we found these trophies. Old chewed up white jug I thought might have been a cow head. I can't believe this is recently. This is a Coke or something, a cafe. And then we found a Folgers coffee can. Now, granted, they could have floated down here. But it's our duty as bow hunters and conservative to pick that trash up, so when the next generation comes along, they won't be walking through our garbage. Well, I can't really call that a shed, but it's the remainder of a pretty good buck. And I'll get that time in there. I don't know if that's going to pick it up or not. Almost noon, 11:53. Well, there again, it's not much of a piece of an antler. It looks like part of the tine. Oh, Lord only knows how long that's laid out here. Right in here, that's where we crossed the cattle crossing this morning. We got over here. And look what's just, oh, I can't believe this. You know, I found that shed Saturday night right at the end, and I was pretty tired. But this is unbelievable. How many yards is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And there's a dead head that's been there a long time. That other one that I found Saturday night, it was fairly open just in the leaves, but this has got weeds growing up in it. And there's a sternum bone, and it looks like a typical 8. Got the weeds all growed up here. Unreal. Boy, he's been there a while too. Right here on the edge of the creek. There's the creek. There's the head. I hope that comes out to 12:22 p.m. Well, let's pull it out of there. Oh, like I said, this is nothing like Saturday night's head. This has been here a long time. Oh, what a find. Oh, he's a green one too. Oh, mercy sakes. Yeah, he's been there a while. He's been there a long time. Guy's bones are all here. Like the one I found Saturday night, he was drug away, the head was drug away from the carcass, but the bones are all here on this guy. They're full of dirt. Green rack. Yeah. Nice 8-pointer though. Now for any of you skeptics, about an hour ago I was picking up that white jug. Got that old Red Folger can, old Mountain Dew bottle. I got another bottle in the pack. And I said that I was picking up God's World, and the next nice deer I'd find, or next rack I'd find, that would be my reward. And there it is. Like I said, I keep going, I'm gonna have to go get me a dump truck to haul all this trash out of here. Anyway, a Gatorade bottle. Like I said, there's something in that bottle, and it looks yellow, so want to be careful with what you pick up out here. That there ought to be against the law right there. That'll almost give you a friggin' heart attack. Oh, this is weeds. Now since I found that dead head, perfect 8-point with no chew marks on it, you seen what was there in that pile of trash at 12:30. It's basically 2:30. I've walked for 2 hours in this floodplain. And here's what the old man up above had in store for me when he gave me that dead head. As you can see, not one shed in the bunch for 2 hours walking, but a whole lot more junk. I know this earth will be a little cleaner when my grandson traverses it. Each and every one of us need to do a reality check and start picking up after ourselves. This is our planet. This is where we live. You want to live in a dump? Well, today is garbage day in my neighborhood, and I guess it would be the garbage man. He showed up and had me pick up the trash. Well, I'm back out in the field. Today's St. Patrick's Day. I know I told you I wasn't going to hunt anymore, but it's such a perfect day and I can't do anything. Found me back out here in the field on a heavy overcast day, and I just found my first antler. I probably started about an hour ago, so I've done quite a bit of walking. Now, I know that antler ain't much bigger than my grandson, but nevertheless, it's a fresh shed, and we're really, really blessed to be in the state of Iowa. So let's see what we got. Oh, that's a fresh one. A small one, but that's the future deer herd. Walking along this trail, and down there in that ditch, there's my 42nd antler laying right down in there. Now I guarantee you, I got a pack clear full of bottles and cans and stuff. And that's what happens when you walk along these floodplains. A lot of it gets washed in here. And down in that ditch. I said, boy, he's been there a while. Turned green. That would be my St. Patrick's Day shed. Wow. We're back here at the van and it's 6:01. For my effort of walking 5 hours, I gotta look like the junk man. I got this all stuffed in a lot of this stuff stuffed in my bib overalls. This is what we got for sheds. We got that old shamrock green antler out of that ditch. And we got that little small wannabe 8-pointer. And that guy there, I assume he was fresh. So we did find one new one, but we sure got a lot of junk there. But you know what? The old saying goes, we left it better than we found it. I dare say that some people would scoff at those 2 little shed antlers. But that's not the point. It's that we were man enough to pick up the trash If we were going to take the bounty of the land, we're sure in the hell going to take the trash along with us. I don't know how this is going to come out. It's a long ways out there. We'll zoom it in. There's a white deer right there. I filmed that deer about 2 years ago. It's really rare to see that. White, there goes one in the background. Well, let's see if it flags. 2 of them just took off. Wow. That's pretty incredible. Well, here we are, 1 o'clock, Sunday afternoon on the 18th. Oh, we found some femur bones. And right over here, found this little skull. Little yearling. Been there a long time. Possibly looks like a old main beam down there. We're about, I'd say, 25 yards uphill from it. So we'll know here in just a little bit. Now being that's all faded out white, it really made that pop. But, you know, I don't know what it's going to be. We're going to find out when we pull it out together. Oh, it's got some size to it. Holy, well, ain't that something? Got one little chew mark on it. Lots of green. That would have been a proper antler for yesterday also. 2:19, a little over an hour out. Oh, back at the van, a little after 4. I think the shed gods are telling me it's time to go home. I'm pretty well wore out. I've been at it since the 22nd day of January. The season was over on the 12th of January, and we found that incredible odds of finding that 10-pointer. But with that said, I want to show you something. Antler. This is all the white that you've seen. Ain't much more than 4 inches. 20-25 yards straight down in the creek. You seen it when we pulled it up out of there. Buried completely in the mud. I thought yesterday finding that one in the ditch was awesome in a way, but this has no explanation. To be able out walking around looking for antlers and only seeing that much white. This was our treasure pile today. So I got that for picking up this, and that was worth it. So that may be it for 2018 shed hunting. We've been walking since a little after 11, and there's an old shed laying right there. I almost walked right by it. If you can see those white leaves in the background, they're sticking up, and I didn't give it. And then as I walked past it, I said, "Yeah, that is an antler, the old one, but nevertheless an antler." And this is shed hunting 101. It don't get no better than that. Been there since last year, a year or two, and it had some, as you can see, some chew marks on it. Now, this is Mother Nature's joke, I believe. I'm gonna walk up here, and I'll bet you that this is a tree root. 1, 2, 3, 4, 18, 19, 20. And buddy, if that didn't look like a shed, I'll kiss your backside in Main Street. Oh, well, what it did lead me over to was a tin can. But that looked like a big old white shed to me. Did some considerable walking. It was white, right along with the rest of this white stuff over here. And nevertheless, it was remnants of some kind of shed. It's not much of an antler, but nevertheless, it's an old antler. We'll focus on that dead snag light. That'd be in direct line with what I think I see white out there, so I might as well get walking. So there's what the antler that I thought was. It's about 130 yards. It ended up being a rib bone from a cow. So, looked like an antler from back there. Well, there's the time, 3:46. It's almost a good 4 hours, right at from a little after 11. This is our results of the first day of spring. I guess that's the way it is. 2 small sheds, lucky to find them. 4 or 5 pieces of trash. And as the late Chris Ledoux would say, jump while he's moving. Make the last one your best one. Tip your hat, walk away. Howdy, YouTube followers and shed hunters. Behind me is my bounty of what I found, and I have 38 separate sheds and 4 complete match, which gives me a total of 46 shed antlers and 5 dead heads. Now, with the dead heads, I want to thank the Department of Resources and the game warden in my area for coming down and writing me up the 5 salvage tags that I need. And keep in mind, when you're hunting sheds in Iowa, this is the law. Sheds are legal, heads have to be tagged by your game warden. Now in doing so, you have to be patient, because you can't think that the game warden's going to drop, stop, roll to your establishment to give you a salvage tag. It might take him a while. So take all the field pictures you can, contact him, ask him proper protocol that he'll accept, let him know about it, and then make sure you definitely get the tag, because if you don't, they're illegal. Now, I found from the smallest one, I found them in all kinds of terrain. In the south-facing slope, I found them in the creek bottoms where the antler was completely buried except for about 4 inches of it. And I found the biggest shed out in the open pasture. So when somebody tries to tell you where to go look for them, go to the woods. And you can't come up empty-handed. And it's an ideal way to take a young child or to get them started. There's no mosquitoes, no bugs out at this time of the year, so it's a really pleasant time. But anyhow, I had a total of 46 sheds, and the mountain mic forms made really nice when I matched those 4 matching sets up. And so I'll step out of the way and let you take a look at them. Oh, one other thing. It helps to be this, because without this, you don't find those, because it doesn't take skill. It's pure luck. That 8-pointer in the back was really a nice 8-pointer. That one to the right was the 10-pointer. That 10-pointer was the one I seen on the final day of the hunting bow season, January 10th. Found these sheds on January 22nd. That 8-pointer, found it in the cornfield. And that there particular guy, found him, part of him in the timber and on the borascas. And then that little spike was the same way. It really unique. And those 4 in the back, we had good camera footage on them, and so that was even better. And like I said, I got those racks and nothing had to die. So there's 5 dead heads here, and as you can see, they've all been tagged by my local game warden from the state of Iowa, and that's a requirement if they're gonna pick up a dead head. And so make sure you do that, or you're in violation of the law. Now, if you want that law changed, I suggest we get on board and try to get our legislatures to where we can possibly buy a salvage tag and then call it in and get it documented the same way we do our deer. It sure saves the game wardens a lot of gas and time. Because I mean, the technology's out there to do that. And yeah, there'll be lawbreakers, because there's lawbreakers in every facet of life. But it would sure make it easier for the legitimate law-abiding hunter just by being able to take a picture on your smartphone, call it in, put in the county, number of points and whatever, and the DNR can set that criteria up, and it sure save them a lot of gas, especially when their budgets are being cut constantly. Well, that's it for the shed hunting with the non-typical Norwakian for spring 2018. Go to the woods.